All right. Oh, look at that. We are live.
We are live?
We are live. We got the little notification up here. It says, we are live.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yes. All right.
Can people hear us?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I hope so.
I hope
After
so,
last
too.
week. I mean, we don't want to repeat.
Tom, do you have the mute button on or off?
I didn't touch the mute button.
Awesome. That a boy. That a boy.
All right. Hey, welcome back, everybody. New look. Who dis?
I know. Look at this.
I know. Look at us being a little bit more professional. We can
Right?
we can sit here and chitty chat.
I know. It's like the Brady Bunch. And here's the story. I'm like, I
Have
don't
a couple of douchebags.
Yeah, that's good. I like that.
All right, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back to the greatest podcast to exist in the history of podcasts. It's your number one source for all things craft beer related. It's the internationally acclaimed, Cindy Crawford approved podcast of hops, high fives. This is going to be cool. And friendship. I am your host, the crispiest of boys, the king of the butt rock, Tom.
And I'm your other host, the Hop Master General, as you see on the screen, the Royersford Rattlesnake. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Got a lot of hype around this name this weekend.
Yeah? I heard things.
I'm going to have to start defending the belt.
All right.
It's Dan.
Yeah, there we go. All right. And we are, as you know, we're the best friends podcast in the world. We do some things different every week.
You have the right song?
I do have the right song. I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Come on, give us a proper intro.
And
here.
we are the best friends podcast in the world. Check out this butt rock. This is when you think of butt rock, Dan.
When I think butt rock, I think Creed.
Who doesn't? I mean, naturally, you go with Creed. Come on. This is
every time I feel like you reach the peak of butt rock. It's like that little yodeling guy on Price is Right. Just goes back up again.
Yep. You know, every week we play this music. And it's our sacrifice. It's our sacrifice for you.
This is our sacrifice
for our listening audience. All right. Let's be done with that. Never again. All right.
Do a little housekeeping first.
Yes. All right.
All right, everybody.
You have it up, right?
Maybe. So, guys, as always, every time we intro the podcast, we always want to let you know to follow, rate, and review.
Yes, follow.
Yeah, it's follows. No subscriptions anymore. So follow, rate, and review. Follow us on all podcast platforms. Rate us so we show up better in searches, and give us those amazing reviews that talk about Tom not sending beer to people. They're amazing.
Yeah, it's about me.
Yeah, that's about right.
It's about me.
Yep, guys, and as always with all of our social media, give us a follow. It's Best Friends Pod. It's Best Friends POD. I'm starting the POD drops early.
Really did. I was not prepared for that at all.
I know.
They don't call me the quickest sound drop guy in the West. That fell real flat.
Ugh. Boo! There it is.
There it is.
All right, guys. And as always, as you can see in the top right corner of the stream, we'll talk about our partnership with Breweries in PA. Breweries in PA is the leading source of all things Pennsylvania craft beer related. Go ahead and check out their website, breweriesinpa.com. Follow them on all social media at Breweries in PA. Rumor
has it they have a map now.
Oh, yeah. I heard about this map. Apparently, you can find every brewery in Pennsylvania.
Well, they have it's a map to find maps. It's every map in Pennsylvania.
It's a map.
Yeah, it's a map for maps.
Oh, okay.
That's how we finally break the hologram Chad. It's how we the AI Chad.
I'm still waiting for like Chad to get into the chat.
He won't.
And just scream at us one day.
The AI, you think? Well, then I'm going to be terrified because that's now the AI is becoming self-aware. Becoming self-aware.
Dun 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 dun.
It's become self-aware. All right, and
cybernetic organism.
And as always, we are part of the Hopped Up Network. The Hopped Up Network is a group of independent craft beer podcasts, much like ours. Go check out all the other podcasts at hoppedupnetwork.com or follow them on Instagram and whatever at Hopped Up Network.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Well.
Yeah.
I guess it's time to bring on our guests and get to our first beer.
Yeah, we can do that.
Let's see.
I mean, we got this new format, Dan. Look, we're solo, but we're in the same room.
See?
Yeah, look at that.
See? Look at that.
Look how giant my hand is.
I know. I have this camera so far back.
All right. Yeah. So let's bring our guests on. They are the owners and head brewer, I think.
Yeah.
Of Tannery Run.
They'll correct us when they get on.
Yeah,
here.
I'm sure they will. They're from Tannery Run Brewworks in Ambler, PA. We have Carly and Tim. Let's bring them on.
Hey,
all right. We have audio. Yes, we have audio.
Hello, friends. Best friends.
Yes, we are the best. We're best friends, but the podcast is the best friends podcast. So.
It is.
Warms my heart.
Guys, thanks for coming on with us.
Thanks a lot for coming on the podcast this week.
Happy to be here.
Pleasure.
So, did I get it right? Owners and Tim, head brewer.
I'm the only brewer right now.
The only brewer. Okay.
The only brewer.
Okay.
He is the
brewer.
The brewer.
All right. All right. So we're gonna, obviously we're gonna be drinking some Tannery Run beer, and we're gonna talk about.
We're gonna talk about Tannery Run. They're kind of a unique approach to brewing beers here too. So
we got a lot of firsts on this one. A lot of firsts.
Yeah. So while I grab the beers, Tom, you want to talk about? I mean, come on.
Go ahead. Say it, Dan.
You want to talk about Untapped?
Yes, Untapped, the cesspool of the beer community. Well, you can follow us on Untapped. We provide the beers that we drink. We're not up to date.
We are not up to date. Yeah. Hopefully, we'll get some work done soon and bring our episode beers up to date. We are trying so hard.
Yeah. So you can go back and see all the beers that we drank. You won't see reviews because we don't review or rate beers because that actively hurts the beer community. So you can follow us on Untapped at Best Friends Pod. That's at Best Friends POD.
I'm going to do that right now. Can I do that right now?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
Yeah. And you can do it in dark mode now, which is fun.
I know.
A year and a half after dark mode became a thing.
Yeah. Untapped is finally catching up.
Way to be on top of the game, Untapped.
All right. So I got the first beer pulled up here on Tannery Run's Untapped here. We are going to do, and if you want to help me, is it Tiamat?
Tiamat. Yes.
Nice. So Tiamat Lager Boots. This is part of the Pink Boots Splatch. This is brewed in collaboration with Deer Creek Malt House. This lager abounds with herbal and citrusy hop aromas, along with notes of tropical blossoms and toasted crackers. This beer is hopped exclusively with the 4th annual Pink Boots blend made by Yakima Chief Hops. So,
awesome.
Hell yeah. Let's crack into this. Tom, you ready?
I am ready. Let's do this on 2 separate cameras.
2 separate cameras?
Yeah, really? 1, 2, 3. Oh, I like it.
Oh, he comes in late, too. And just catches up.
All right, Daniel. So we're going to be drinking our lagers out of a stange.
Just because I want to watch the bubbles while we talk.
I know. It's really the best part of a stange.
I have the worst attention deficit disorder when it comes to these glasses. I just sit here and I just watch the bubbles the whole time. It's like Finding Nemo for all the people with kids. It's like, ooh, the bubbles.
Come on, Dan.
Speaking of the bubbles, we've got these new glasses with nucleation that is just blowing my mind.
Yep, same. That's why I was like, I'm going to have this and just watch some bubbles go around while I sit here and talk about it. So
young Daniel over there is sporting a human robot stange, while I am I've still got my beach vibes. I'm sporting my Ludlam Island.
Ludlam Island. You're still in Seattle.
Yeah, I really am.
All right, so
still summer.
Let's talk about Splatch.
Yeah. Well, let's
cheers first.
Yeah, there you go.
Getting ahead of myself here.
Slancha.
I'm putting the cart before the Splatch.
Come on, right here.
I'll try to do one of these.
I'm just gonna hold it up.
Oh, that's way more international than Czech.
Yeah, I can really. It doesn't really taste like It doesn't really. I don't really taste the prog in it. It's much more international flavor.
Totally.
So douchey. I don't taste the prog in it. So while we enjoy this
My
beer,
refined palate, Dan.
it's your okay. I'm sorry.
It
So yeah,
would be like nearly impossible for me to mimic the water profile of Prague here. So, I mean, as much as I want to do, dark Czech lagers, not in the cards just yet.
Until that Czech collaboration that will just come of this podcast somehow.
Well, no, we need like another water filter back there. I'm not paying for right now.
No,
so.
We'll send out we'll send a message out to our friends at Pilsner Urquell, and they'll bring a barrel of Czech water over with them.
Yeah, import the water.
Thanks for the connect.
So let's talk about the Splatch process. This is all over your website, as I saw it here on checking out TanneryRun.com. So what goes into the Splatch process? Why you guys are pretty unique with having like the split 4-pack here with this?
It's a Splatch pack.
The Splatch pack.
Yeah, we're
Hashtag Splatch pack.
hashtag Splatch pack. We're leaning pretty heavily into the Splatch brewing concept. It's not a style of beer; it's a method of brewing. We have 1 mash tun and 2 boil kettles, so I brew 2 different beers off of 1 mash. It's a way to get diversity and volume at the same time. So there are a lot of times I can split it even further, but initially the runnings come off of the mash into 2 separate kettles. Sometimes they're equally strength beers, so I run them off equally. Sometimes I'll do a party guile, which is the method that I use for this Splatch, where all of the first runnings, the strong sugars, went into 1 kettle for the strong ale side, and then the second runnings, the weak runnings, went into the other kettle for the lager side.
So most people probably don't know what party guile is. It sounds like, I don't know, some
I glazed over a bit when he said it.
hipster thing. So
That was
party
a character on Street Fighter, if I'm correct.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it's an old Scotch method of brewing. Whenever the Scots would brew wee heavy, they would make a table strength beer at the same time. There's still sugars in the mash. Like when you do big beers, you don't want to just dump those down the drain. So it's nice to make a heavy hitting beer and a table strength beer at the same time.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of cool when when we messaged you about what beers you wanted to do, and you talked about this, and I saw like an amber lager, and then I saw a strong ale, and I went, "Oh, this is unique. I've never seen like kind of those kind of pairings before." And now that you mentioned it, you said it was like the Scots would do this. They would make like a table beer and then have like their party beer.
No, it's the other way around. So they would make a strong beer, and with the residual sugars that were still in the mash, they would make a table strength beer, like a 40 shilling or 50 shilling or something along those lines. There's one of the oldest continuously open breweries in the world right now, Fuller's in London. They actually do a party gala brewing for 3 of their flagship beers. So 3 of their flagship beers are off of 1 mash, and they actually pull 3 different levels of runnings. There's like a 1078, a 1038, and a 1020, and then they blend them together to make the ESB, and I forget what the other 2 are. Not the porter, obviously. Oh, the Pride, the ESB, and there's another like a hoppy one that they make, and it's all party guile.
So it's cool that it's used in some mainstream production too.
Yeah.
And it just seems like a real, almost sustainable method. You want that variety. We're going to use it all. I'm not going to waste it. So
yeah, and this was something that kind of went into like how you wanted to have the concept for like I guess the branding for Tannery Run, having like the 2 dragons and everything.
Yeah,
the,
absolutely. So there's a lot of competition out there, right? And this is our best way to differentiate ourselves, the Splatch brewing method. And when we were deciding what we wanted to be, who we wanted to be, it's really tough coming up with a name and a brand and all of that. But we knew dragons were a spirit animal. Feeling very strongly about them.
It's great when you have a brewer and owner come on that start doing the branding and everything. Like you came into the stream today and you're like, hold on, I forgot my dragon, and you brought it back in there.
So funny thing, the day that we brewed this Pink Boots beer, we had another toy dragon, and we put Pink Boots on it for the day.
Nice.
Yeah, that's great.
I love like a brewery that has like the toys lying around. It's always fun.
Yeah, when we first opened, I used to put a dragon attached to the handle to the front door. Every 3 or 4 days, someone would steal it, and I put another one up, and someone would steal it, and I put another one up, and someone. Every time someone walked by, there would be a different dragon hanging there because people kept stealing them. And eventually, I was like, all right, you know what? Like 30 dragons later, I can't afford this anymore. But it was like it was a fun little like Easter egg there for a while.
Fresh
I
out
like
of
that.
dragon.
30 dragons later.
They all got stolen.
Name of the episode.
Yep.
All right, so let's talk about this beer, Dan. What are you thinking on this?
I am enjoying the taste of it. I don't think we've had an amber, or let alone like an international amber lager on here. So I was kind of going over the overall impressions on the BJCP here. And one of the things I saw here was, under the overall impressions of an international amber lager, you have a well-attenuated malty amber lager with an interesting caramel or toast quality. Right off the bat right there is something that I tasted right off the bat. Was a very, very unique, almost like caramel toasty kind of lingering on the palate there, which is really nice. And I like restrained bitterness because you don't get you get a little bit of like the floral bitterness on the front end, but goes away to that caramel and toasty feeling.
So you guys, it was brewed with Deer Creek malt and Yakima hops. I'm sorry, Yakima Chief hops. Did you use any other noble hops in there?
It was just all the Pink Boots blend, and that was 5 different hops. I know that one of the greater influences was cashmere, which I absolutely adore cashmere, and I think it works well to diversify the malt character. So cashmere is a very floral, fruity hop with a little bit of citrus on the back end, but the fruitiness with the depth of the malt really, I think, plays well off of itself. Just as a FYI, there's no crystal malt, caramel malts in this at all. So a lot of the deeper malt characters that we're getting from this beer, and you'll see it even more in the strong ale side, comes from the Deer Creek Millinoid malt, their first crack. I absolutely cannot speak more highly of that malt. It provides a deep malty character like no other grain I've ever used before. So if you've not tried First Crack from Deer Creek, try it. It's awesome.
Add that to the list.
So you're asking people to try crack.
No, just
yes, Ollie. Awesome.
Yeah.
All right,
I'm glad I'm not the only one who thought of that.
I mean, whatever you do on your time.
Dan, don't make a crack joke. Don't make a crack joke.
I took care of it.
I was having trouble gauging you guys. I'm like, do I make a crack joke?
Didn't know we were interviewing Ronald Reagan over here.
Oh, jeez.
I thought you were talking about like when someone bends over like a plumber's crack. Other crack. Okay.
Yeah.
Look at this Tannery Run just introducing crack to the.
All right, so I really enjoy this. I do like that there's a more prominent hop characteristic to it.
Indeed, yes. That's quite.
It's not just like that. Like you said, with the addition of the cashmere into it, you're not getting that just like peppery. Noble hop flavor. You get that nice, a little bit of that citrus to go along with the caramel. The toast is really nice on it. It drinks really well. I really enjoy it. It's a nice, refreshing lager. Do we have an ABV on this, Dan?
Yes.
4.4, I think.
No.
Oh, you can crush it. 4.4.
Right here.
Yeah, 4.4. Yeah, no, that's what I said. 4.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's you know what? It's surprisingly characterful for how light of a beer that it actually is. Yeah,
absolutely. I completely agree. This is, I mean, it's 4.4. That's basically a light lager.
I think most LITE light beers are like 4.2, so it's like right in that same range. So you can drink just as many of these as you can of those, and
there's a lot more body and character to this one, you know.
Agreed. Yeah, for like the 4.4%, and it's definitely sessionable at that ABV. But at first sip, I actually went back to look at the ABV because I was like, what am I getting myself into with this beer? And then looking at that, I was definitely surprised.
I mean, it's a great like caramel roast flavor or color in there. It's got really nice head retention. Really nice.
That's Tom's favorite term right there. Yeah. He loves head retention. There's one thing he likes to talk about in this podcast. It's head retention.
All right. We're a PG-13 show. Come on.
Come on. We just talked about crack.
Yeah, I noticed like right on the pour. I noticed it had like a nice rocky head to it. It looked great right on the pour. Which for all the your Instagram peoples.
Yeah, I want more of this malt in beers. This malt is delicious. Like, and it's lingering on the palate like a nice like a fall lager, like a nice fall beer for me. I'm just the toasted, like the malt in this is just like wrapping me in like a nice like warm blanket.
This is that nice ramp up to Marzen season.
Oh yeah, little pregame right here.
Yeah.
Try our butternut squash smoked lager.
Whoa.
Well, now I'm intrigued.
Oh yeah, we are definitely planning to get on up there. When you guys are actually open. Sorry about that.
Come on, you didn't even tell me you were coming the other day, man.
Oh man, you work 2 jobs, man. You just gotta take those windows.
Yeah, no, that hurt.
We hear you.
Kid went down for a nap. I'm like, I'm going to get beer. Bye.
All right, so we'll do final thoughts on this in a bit.
Yeah, let's talk about the brewery a little bit.
Yeah. So how did you guys get started?
I was a home brewer for a very long time. I worked at a local homebrew store. I was highly involved in beer judging, BJCP certified for like 15 years now. I didn't get national ranking until 15 or 16, something along those lines.
No big deal.
Because that test is really hard. And it started off kind of like trying some weird stuff. 2002 when I first started brewing, there was not nearly the selection of great beers that there is right now. So it was an opportunity for me to kind of like, make things that weren't available on the market, and that was fun. I made a lot of bad beer for a while. I had some very non-discerning roommates at the time that was helped me to get rid of it. That was great. But every mistake was just an opportunity to make better and better beer, and that's where I'm at right now, making beer for almost 20 years, and it's never been better.
It's true.
That's awesome. So, like, how'd you team up with your counterpart there to the left?
This is my baby mama. We have a 9-year-old and a brewery. So no more kids, no more breweries. This is enough.
This is it.
Yeah, no.
We have another partner too.
Satellite locations.
That's the next iteration. But shout out to our other partner, Mac Comley, who is not here tonight. He's
a very behind the scenes kind of guy. Even though he's like ultra tall and you can pick him out in a crowd, he's still somehow behind the scenes.
So where did the name Tannery Run come from?
Tannery Run is the name of the waterway that flows beneath our building.
Oh.
So local waterway. So yeah, we didn't really get to the whole logo description. I'm holding up this beer, but this is not our actual logo on the front. Here's a dirty glass.
Oh, here's a half full glass. No, that's not either.
Here we go.
I'm on it.
Real close. So this is our shiny logo, but as you can see, we've got the yin-yang shape going on. So we've got our hop dragon, our malt dragon, and water in between. So that is kind of a nod to the German beer purity laws of 1516, the Reinheitsgebot.
That was close. That was
I've
really
been
close.
practicing. Thank you. So,
the
but also,
angriest I've heard Carly the whole episode.
it's my German heritage coming out.
I've heard it more angry than that.
Yeah.
It's just one of those dialects that just sounds angry. You could be telling me like how much you enjoy the podcast, and it just sounds like you're telling us we suck.
It's like Scheißen.
It's like Russian.
So this yin yang represents our Splatch brewing method, but also is a nod to the German beer purity laws, and also is a nod to our name, the Tannery Run, which is the water flowing in between and the water flowing beneath our building. So,
and all of our
nice in a bow.
Yeah. It's we ended up with some very satisfying branding, in my opinion. All of our philanthropical. I said it right that time. Philanthropical endeavors are all based on water conservation. So we're part of Delaware
Brewers for the Delaware River.
Right? So I do talks about how important water is in beer there. Usually I just show up with a bunch of beer and people are like, "Hey, my hero," and then eventually I get to talk about water.
Well, so it's a group that works with the Audubon Society, birds, dragons, not that far off.
Mm-hmm.
But they're really invested in the Delaware River watershed area. So,
I mean, if you believe birds exist,
Yeah, birds aren't real.
Birds aren't real.
Birds are just modern dinosaurs, man. And,
No.
and dinosaurs are like what dragons are, right? So it's like they're cousins.
So, I mean, we learned on the podcast early in the podcast that birds aren't real. At one point, they were real, but the government replaced them all with spy drones.
here comes the conspiracy theorist now.
Is it like a 5G thing? Are they?
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah, it's 5G.
Well, so and there, the theory going around is that the whole pandemic that it's not really real. It's it's the government needed an excuse to change all the batteries in the birds.
Oh my god!
Without us noticing.
I honestly didn't.
They're not solar powered? What the fuck?
I know, it's 2021.
I'm sorry.
No, yep, curse it up. We don't give a shit.
Okay.
Oh yeah, you can curse on this.
Yes.
This
yes,
is HBO. All right, cool.
Yes. Yeah, so there is a YouTube channel, like a mock it's like a mock conspiracy channel that called Birds Aren't Real. And it's a whole it started in 1986. They did a whole study. It's a really entertaining channel about how the birds aren't real. They were
This is one of the most extreme deviations we've ever done on the podcast.
I mean, it's not a real conspiracy theory. It's all a joke. What's that?
I didn't know about this conspiracy.
Well,
I mean, maybe change your label to two bird drones on there.
We could stick our heads in the sand like ostriches, but
maybe you rebrand yourself and have two like bird drones on the label then.
Yeah, so they
it's close to a video game.
It would make sense for them to be solar powered, but from what I've heard is that the birds were originally put up in the early 80s, and I think it was their battery life was about 30 years. So here we are.
So here we are in the midst of a pandemic, and they need to change the batteries.
They needed to change the batteries.
I did see the level of chemtrails go down during the pandemic too, so I don't know if that's interrelated or not.
Yeah.
Birds.
All right, is this where Tim and Tom start their conspiracy theory podcast?
Yeah, Dan, you can leave.
All right, I'm out of
You're
here.
excused.
Guys, it's been real. Make sure you follow the podcast.
Sorry, I put my Alex Jones hat on. Chemtrails.
So there's an underground waterway that goes under Ambler.
It's the Tannery Run. So there are a lot of runs around here. Runs are like small waterways. There were used to be mills on the runs. The mill that was on the Tannery Run was a tannery. Yeah.
So in Delco, Tom, this is called a crick. All right.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah,
exactly. Right.
Sometimes you go down by the creek. That's where you enjoy your water ice after a nice ball game.
Don't you know?
So Tannery Run is underneath the building. It flows into the Wissahickon, which flows into the Schuylkill, which flows into the Delaware, which flows into the Atlantic Ocean, right? So like we're
Flowing.
You know,
which flows into Europe where Prague is, and if so facto, you got Czech stuff.
There we go. Yeah, that's one way or the other, we're gonna make that happen.
There you go. The water profile is going to get there somehow.
Yeah.
I feel like we should show you the mural at this point.
Oh, you guys have a mural?
We have a
Mural,
mural.
you say?
Is it unacceptable for me to move the laptop? Was it?
Oh, not at
No,
all.
not at all.
No, it's not going to affect anything at all.
Are you
I'm
coming?
gonna stay here.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
So-
Root Down moved their laptop into the brew room while
A live show was going on.
Yeah,
Music playing.
So this is
yeah,
this
so
is definitely
there's
gonna be much
there's
better.
the bar behind us. Looks like disco lights, but it's not.
Like a Google
And
virtual tour.
there you go. But this is
Oh, that
und mural.
und mural.
so over here. We've got our lady with the pink boots.
Oh.
Here we've got our super animal dragons, and we worked with a local artist, Drew Montemayor. He's awesome, and he's like, tell me about this Tannery Run. Like, so this is our vision of what the Tannery Run might have looked like. I'm sorry,
1880s.
in the 1880s.
Oh.
We put our dragon spirit animals in there because why the hell not? And our lady who just finished brewing some beer over there, she's cooling off by the run. So yeah.
Oh, I thought she was like sprinting away from the brew.
No, she's sitting on a rock.
Oh,
Oh, yeah,
okay.
now
We
she's
couldn't see
sitting.
the rock.
There you
Yeah.
go. Yeah, it looked like she was running
Much better,
from
yeah.
the dragons or something.
Kind of does.
Oh, the dragon.
Ah!
I was like,
No.
what was Ambler like in the 1800s? Why are women running all the time?
Oh boy. So thank you for coming with me on that journey.
Thank you for taking us on that journey. So speaking of pink boots, and you showed us your label. Dan and I are big fans of label art.
Yeah, we are label shoppers. It's one thing that attracts us to beer, unfortunately, is how great a label is. I guess fortunately and unfortunately. Sometimes you get a really nice label, you get a stinker. You can't always judge a book by its cover.
Yeah.
Sometimes the covers are fucking awesome.
And I'm a simple boy, so shiny things really catch my attention.
Yeah,
so I like the I really enjoy the
I love when there's a little bit of foil in there.
yeah, you got that little the nice little foil accents in there.
It's just a little fancy.
The manufacturers tell me that it's metallization.
Oh,
I like that
okay,
term.
metallization.
That's what they say to me to sell me more expensive labels.
That's what happens to the outcast kids in high school.
Yeah, I got pretty metallized when I was in high school.
You have a metallization face.
I was all about Metallica the Dark Album for a long time. What do you want me to do?
I got pretty metallized for about a couple. Until about yesterday.
Yeah, Dan took a nice trip through the backwoods, through the willow trees, and
I was awesome. I hate you so much talking about metal.
inside
man.
jokes.
Insiders.
So tell us about the whole Pink Boots collaboration. I know we've had a brewer on several times.
Yes.
We also collaborated with this brewer that is very involved with the Pink Boots.
Actually, it sounds like
collaboration.
she probably worked with Tim for a little bit.
Yeah. Hannah over
Yes, yep. I work with Hannah.
Hannah's great.
Hannah's great.
Yeah, so we were fortunate enough to brew a beer with them, which was a ton of fun. Quote, brew a beer.
Yeah.
We'll put the quotes right there.
We helped.
Like, hey guys, you got to dump in the hops.
We dumped all the we mashed in and everything, and I drug all the mash out to the loading
grain
dock.
out. Yeah.
Did you wear the right shoes? So important.
Oh hell no!
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
I had a pair of Vans on there. It still smell like mash, man.
Yeah.
It gets real ripe.
Tell us about more about the whole Pink Pink Boots collaboration.
So let me tell you a little bit about what Pink Boots is. The Pink Boots Society is an international nonprofit organization that exists to inspire, educate, and assist other women in the beer industry. But it's no longer just beer. So They expanded a couple years last year. I don't know. Time is so weird now. They expanded sometime recently to include other fermentable stuffs. So wine, spirits, cider, sake, any of that, you can become a member of the Pink Boot Society. And one of my favorite parts about it is there's scholarships. So there are a bunch of scholarships available for women to apply for.
Carly won a scholarship.
I am a scholarship recipient. That's why I have my own pink boots over here.
All right.
She completed the program, and then she did her giving back presentation to other potential Pink Boots members.
There's a pay it forward component, so you share your education with your local chapter. I did that. My scholarship was a certificate program through Portland State University online. So I have a certificate, the Business of Craft Brewing. Fancy.
Oh,
Awesome.
fancy.
Yes,
Yeah.
these boots were made for business. I'm not
Business casual.
They were not good for long.
Although they get worn in the brew house at least once a year when we do our Pink Boots brew.
I don't see a whole lot of mash in these boots.
Hey
sometimes.
now.
I was about to say when she said they get worn once a year, I was like, by Tim?
No. That's a private event. Private event, not a public event.
He's like, I have seafoam green ones, guys. God.
Tim's like, time for grain out. Carly's like, phone's ringing.
Oh man, oh yeah.
Carly also has a full-time day job in legal services. So, somebody's got to make the dream come true.
Well, I mean, someone has to be the face of this thing, and I don't know about that, but that works much better.
We completely understand.
Front of house, back of house.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
So
I have a face made for radio.
So I joined the Greater Philadelphia chapter of the Pink Boots Society in 2018. Won a scholarship that year. We opened in 2019. It was awesome to have this fantastic support network of women in the industry and the region. I've met so many cool people. We've done great stuff. Every year there is a collaboration brew day. Actually, there's a lot of them. So Tannery Run, we've done our own. I think this is our third year doing it.
Yeah, the first one that we did, I didn't do a Splatch because
Mac and I brewed that first one.
The Premier Pink.
The Premier Pale. Premier Pink Pale.
Pink.
It was pale ale.
Something along those lines. Yeah,
It was delicious.
Mm-hmm.
It flew out of here.
It was very popular.
And I bought the tap handle, but somehow that has disappeared. I don't know.
It's gone by the wayside.
Was this a pink tap handle with a pink boot on and everything?
It is a Pink Boots branded tap handle. You could buy one if you wanted for your home tap. Just go on the website.
If I had one.
Have you checked Tim's at-home kegerator?
Oh.
All my at-home stuff is now at the brewery.
Right?
I was going to say, he strikes me as a guy who's going to have that kegerator, that nice pink boot on the top. It's going to match his pink boots at home.
Well, there was that one time that Tim won a contest from Francis Connor, and it was a kegerator, and it was like the whole branded, amazing, ridiculous package. He got a free kegerator.
And
Francis Connor.
right now it's here at the brewery, and we serve wine out of it.
Wine on tap.
Wine on tap.
I just feel like
Wait,
Tim,
wine on tap?
oh yeah, that's a thing.
Really?
Yeah,
And
we've
craft
got it, too.
cocktails like you wouldn't believe.
We in order to reduce our carbon footprint and save some money, both of those things are important to me. All of our wines are on draft now. So we have 4 wines. The red that's on right now is actually the red wine that I helped to make when I worked at the winery before I did this project. So I was a winemaker, professional winemaker before this.
I feel like Tim walks by that kegerator and just like sad music starts playing. It just starts getting like that.
Oh, man. Great cue.
And he just stares at it and just like suddenly goes off into it like his own world. And Carly's just like, "Is everything okay over there, Tim?" He's like, "Yeah, okay, yeah, sorry. I just thought about something." I left at home.
Kegerator at home.
So when you get wine on tap, is it in kegs? Like, how does that?
It's the same process, other than a couple variables. You don't push with CO2 or else you carbonate it, so you push with nitrogen.
Stainless steel tabs too. I think you have to have or something. You have to have different.
Yeah, so everything has to be stainless. You can't do the chrome plated, which you shouldn't do that anyway. Also, the wine lines have a special inner glass lining that prevent tannins from adhering to it. So it's a little more expensive to set it up, but in the long term, it's a great money saver because you're not buying bottles, so the bulk wine is cheaper. Also, there's not that much of a carbon footprint because you're not creating more bottles. You're not recycling more bottles. You're not shipping more bottles. You're just shipping one keg at a time. And then all of our wine's Pennsylvania made. So the shipping is like literally like my great friend Vic jumps in his car and goes up to the winery and gets a bunch of 6 and brings them down to me. So it's good stuff.
Yeah, it's weird to see. In the industry, just seeing a bunch of just like 6 of wine, and we like. Yeah, the brewery I work at, it's like, man, we sell like 1 or 2 glasses. I was like, these 6 going to be here forever. So, are you asking me to push wine now?
That's fine with wine though, because wine lasts for years, right?
Yeah, exactly.
IPA lasts for months. Wine was going to last for years.
Yeah, doesn't it get better with age? Isn't that the thing? Like, wouldn't you want it to?
Like a fine wine, Tom. A fine wine.
Yeah, but unlike me, the fine wine doesn't get gray hairs.
It's got all that salt and pepper coming out of the top of the hat there.
You mean it gets more distinguished? Distinguished, yeah.
Sure, yeah, there we go. Yeah,
like George Clooney.
Yeah. Something like that.
Sean Connery, maybe, sure.
It's much better.
That's a good one.
Final thoughts?
Final thoughts? I'm actually very excited to try the next beer to see, what the strong side of this was. I thought this was going to be stronger just based on the initial taste of it. As something with so much character, being only 4.4%, I'm really impressed with it. Enjoyed it right to the last drop, and this is awesome as a first Splatch beer for me.
Yeah, this was definitely we're getting into that maltier season, and I really enjoyed this. And coming in at 4.4, it's not heavy. You're not going to get tanked on it, and I feel like I could drink 2 or 3 of these and really enjoy a nice 4-pack of them, or
and have something
half a 4-pack.
Yeah, half a 4-pack. Come on, look at us, we're old here.
Half a Splash pack. Sorry, excuse me.
Yeah, half a Splash.
Have a Splash pack. Yes, that's exactly.
Half a Splash pack, and then take a dad nap, and then get to the strong ale.
Yep. Do one of these.
Yeah, just on the top of on the side of it.
Yep. And then when somebody changes the channel, you can go. I'm still watching that.
That's it.
I'm just resting my eyes.
It's just about football season, so it's just on time.
Yeah, Sunday is going to be sweet.
I think that's the reason why we.
Oh well, I mean, I'm a red-blooded American, so I will not watch Dallas.
All right, yeah, but I mean, like, I picked up Antonio Brown in my draft, right, just on a whim. I want to see how that goes.
So did I.
It's the one and only time I will be rooting for Tampa this season.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm. I was going to say something, and now I can't. Oh, I'm gonna be enjoying many Marzens on Sunday. I've got my my leggings and my vests on. I'm going.
Yeah, put your Uggs on.
Oh,
you're just gonna go real basic.
Yes, I'm basic. I'm ready for fall. I'm gonna have a pumpkin spice latte in the morning. I am falling for fall, folks.
Tom, it's a pumpkin spice cold brew.
A little premature. You're almost there.
Did you talk about having leggings on too? Leggings and pumpkin spice latte? They're like.
He said leggings.
Okay, you did. Okay.
Yeah.
I we're on the same page.
The whole we call it the Han Solo ensemble.
Yeah.
You have to have leggings and boots and a vest.
And a vest on. You kind of look like a bunch of Han Solos just crowding around Starbucks.
Yep.
It's like half the people in Aspen. That's
right? Yeah, or Westchester.
Yeah.
Could be like
we want to get local.
People in Starbucks.
All right, so we're gonna be doing as our second beer. I'm taking a stab at this.
The sister beer.
Yeah, Saphira
Saphira Strong Ale.
Yeah. So we're doing a barrel-aged American Strong Ale. Ooh.
Yeah, so
Our second straight episode with a barrel age.
Oh, this is awesome. So, again, brewed in collaboration with Deer Creek Malt House and Boardroom Spirits. This American Strong Ale is aged in rye barrels, bringing along a spicy rye and woody citrus aromas. Got my attention. With deep burnt sugar and notes of dried fruit, this beer is hopped exclusively with that 4th annual Pink Boots blend by Yakima Chief Hops. Ooh. So this guy is coming in at a significantly higher 10.2% alcohol by volume.
Yeah, a little 69 IBU.
Nice.
Totally on purpose.
All right, let's get that cracked.
All right. 3, 2, 1. Oh, wow. Nice.
You love to hear it. You love to hear it.
I'm expecting some nice like raisiny, pruny esters here. All right.
Delicious.
As I'm pouring this, and you can see from the screen, you can't even see the glass. From this distance, I'm getting so much rye. I mean, it is significantly far from my nose, and I'm getting some good rye on this.
It's got those layers.
Let's get it. A little cheers here.
Cheers. And then cheers, everybody.
This is all new to us.
This is all new to us. We've never had 2 cameras before, so it's really weird.
I was going to ask you earlier, do you have the same bookcase? Or
no, we're in the
same fancy room.
That's my hand.
You're in the same room.
We're in the same room.
Yeah, my hand.
I missed that earlier.
So we used
Tom had this idea of like the dual cameras, and I didn't know how he was going to pull this off until I came in and realized that I'm going to have the better background the entire time than he is.
I've been like really trying to shill for Garrett Oliver to come on our podcast. So we got a nice Brooklyn brewery prominent in the background there. It'll happen one day.
I guess I got it. Yep, there it is.
Yeah, there you go. It takes a while to get you. So we used to have a single camera on top of our computer here.
Yeah, so it was like Tom steering the ship, and then me in the back making little jokes.
Dan, little real tiny in the background. So
I don't know how to like
angel or devil.
Yeah, I don't know how to react to being like a face now.
We can have a second 10% alcohol by volume beer. All right.
I'm sensing a Beavis and Butthead snicker coming on.
Oh man, that is some rye right there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm getting a good amount of rye. I'm getting those fruit esters like I talked about. Like what I expected, those raisiny, kind of pruny flavors there.
Definitely. Deep burnt sugar, which is going to be the name of my cover band eventually. But definitely have those notes in there. It's got that deep burnt sugar with the dried fruit. And then there is that rye just kind of sitting there. And when did you guys brew this beer?
Well, obviously we brewed them both at the same time in February, I think.
Yeah, because this was barrel aged, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
Yes. I love our friends at Boardroom because we're really tight. I've known the owner Marat since before they opened. I've known Tim Oakes, the head distiller, since way back in my homebrew days, like 2006, 2007.
Oh wow!
With Hannah also at the same time.
Oh, this is pre-Hannah.
Pre-Hannah. Okay.
Yeah. So we're really tight, and I said, listen, I'm brewing on this day, and they're like, you're gonna have the wettest barrels you've ever had. And they literally showed up, and these barrels like Meyer still had some rye in them. So the extraction happened very quickly. It was important for me because I knew that I was making a barrel-aged strong ale. Hands over here. Barrel-aged strong ale. That I do almost an equally long aged beer. So that's why I chose a lager for the Splatch side of it, because lager needs to be aged longer. barrel aged to be aged longer. I didn't want to do, like an amber ale and a strong ale, because then like the amber ale is going to be ready to drink now, and then the strong ale is going to be able, so much further down the line.
Oh, very cool. No, there's a method to the madness right there, and that's cool to hear, because that's what I thought too when I saw like amber lager. I was like, okay, so they split it. This is a strong ale. I was like, they lagered this one, and then when I saw barrel aged, it made sense, because you had to lager it for a longer amount of time for the amber lager, and you also had to barrel age the strong ale, which, I mean, you got those wet barrels, baby. You didn't have to age it too long to get the dry.
Yeah,
That was done.
It was not too long. Also, I could have easily pulled a lot more rye out of it if I aged it longer, but there were so many other influences in the beer. The hops were really important, right? The malt's really important. So a longer rye aging period would have kind of, detracted from some of the malt or some of the hop characters, right? So you want that equal kind of balance in there. I would say that the lager is probably a little bit more hop focused, but
Indeed.
the strong ale is just all about the malt and all about the rye, and the hops are present, just not as present.
They're taking like a second seat to this, and it's crazy what the malt has transformed in this style versus like the lager. Like you said, like we got this like deep burnt sugar, like almost on the palate, versus like that toasty caramel notes you had before. It's like, it's like putting a torch on the creme brulee just a little bit longer. Just getting a deeper burnt sugar on that.
It's almost like the Tiamat, the lager boots on crack.
Oh, geez.
Oh.
God damn it, he brought up crack again.
It's Ronald Reagan over here.
This guy's just introducing crack to the podcast.
So you lagered. So this looked like it was canned in July. So
trying to look up our brew day.
So that was you lagered for 5 months.
4 months. Yeah.
4 months. Okay. So you lagered alongside with the strong ale.
So the strong ale barrel aged for 4 months while the other one lagered then.
Yeah, I mean, that's just efficiency.
I know. That's what I was saying. I was like, there's a method right there. And I just keep
it was really
barrels.
important for me. So so these beers I wanted to make as similar as possible with being very like dichotomic, having such a big dichotomy, right? So it's like all the same malts, all the same hops, but it's also the same hopping rate, right? So there's just as many, just the same amount of hops, different schedule, same amount of hops that are in the lager that are in the strong ale, right? The strong ale got more front hops to get the bitterness, and the lager got more back end hops. And I wanted to make sure to put the back end hops in early, because I didn't want to put them in right before canning. I wanted to put them in early and have like that raw hop character that you love, in like double dry hopped IPAs, and get that initial super hoppy character right in your face. That's not what I wanted for this, right? It needed to be smooth. It needed to meld with the malts better. So I dry hopped it right after primary and then lagered it. And so a lot of the rawness of the hops came out, but the hops are still present in the lager. And then for the strong ale, I didn't dry hop until after I pulled it out of the barrels. Pulled it out of the barrels, into the fermenter, then dry hops, then into the bright tank.
Oh.
So exactly the same amount of hops in each one.
Yeah, I feel like the hops aren't like they're not super present. Like they're not like front and center, and you're not getting it on the back end either. But it's one of those things. Like I feel like if you took the hopping out of it, it would completely change the beer.
It would be incomplete.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I agree. I am just falling in love with like the I guess the back end of the taste of it, like as I'm taking the sip, like I'm getting a lot of the rye and like the dried fruit on the end,
Yeah.
and like you get a little bit of like hop in it.
Right
but-
up front, you're getting that like fruity sweetness.
Yeah, and it works with the burnt sugar. It gives
Mhm.
it that dried fruit kind of that taste that we're looking.
Yeah. So I don't know if we told you. I don't think we told them.
Oh yeah, we have a chat going.
Yeah.
So
So
yeah, people can actually ask questions while we're doing this. So we actually have
Yeah.
people that come in with questions. So you said that you worked with Boardroom Spirits. What? So was it a rye whiskey that the barrels were? Okay,
It was their Northbound series, the Northbound Rye.
okay.
Northbound Rye. Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, we're live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. So we do have interactions with our guests. Moist Hands.
Yeah, I'm very.
from Twitch.
I feel very uncomfortable saying his
Yeah.
username.
Moist Hands.
Moist Hands.
He asked that
Moist
question. So thank you for your question. We like to let our audience know if you want to interact with us, ask a question.
ask
We'll
questions.
ask for you.
Please do.
Sure.
Yeah. So.
Oh, it's Paired Pints.
Oh, okay.
We got a Phoenix
Paired
native
Pints,
right
yes.
here. Awesome.
All right. So we'll get back to this beer. I feel like we need to talk about it. Tim is BJ. You're a top 15 BJCP judge?
No. I'm nationally ranked, which is
Nationally ranked. Okay.
Nationally ranked is in the middle. After that, there was like a master, grandmaster 2, grandmaster 3. So like, no, I'm like middle of the road as far as it goes for BJCP. I've entered a lot of beers. I've judged a lot of competitions.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's a really tough test. I really feel like there's a lot of luck when it comes to the proctoring a bit. If I knew who was proctoring my last exam, I probably would have rated things a little bit differently. Just because the person who proctored my exam was so harsh critic, right? And I'm like a little bit more like forgiving in the way that I judge beers usually.
But he is quite the harsh critic anyway.
The harshest critic is of my own beer, right? It's so many beers that I have put out that people tell me that are good, and
Tim averages a 2.5 bottle cap rating on Untapped, so he might know what he's talking about.
I'm not even sure what that is.
Yeah, good. No, good on you.
Good on you. I was
on
gonna say
you.
that is the best answer.
So, you guys are familiar with Untapped, yes?
They provide great formatting for our menus.
Business for Untapped is awesome.
Yes, great menu formatting. Love the menu formatting.
So we have
That is a cool integration. I've seen it at a lot of breweries that they do the menu formatting on their website. There's a nice widget that you can use on the site, as well as actually physically printing it out. Exactly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So there are some great tools for breweries to use, but there are some tools on Untapped that just are the worst.
So we have a love and really hate relationship with Untapped, and it's really Untapped is a fantastic app. Like to be able to use it as like a little black book. I use it all the time to find beers. If I'm looking at I think the last time I used it, I wanted to find where can I buy Old Rasputin, and it was I just typed that in and says what's near me, and it says a month ago somebody found it here. I went there and there it was. Mm-hmm. Our problem is with the community that thinks they're
the cesspool, as we like to call it.
Because
users.
because they have I don't rate anything above a 2.5. I think I'm a master cicerone. All right, get off your high horse. You don't know what you're talking about with beers.
Cloud chasers.
Yeah, it's a whole bunch of people like, oh yeah, this beer it tastes compared to Miller Lite, this tastes like this. It's like, dude, shut up. Stop rating. We're very big proponents of don't rate or review beers on there. We don't
use it to check in so you can keep track of the beers you've had.
Mm-hmm.
Like, hey, physically write a review. Don't put a review to it, like in terms of the bottle caps, because that's what people look at.
Yeah.
If you know something about the style, oh my gosh, you don't like wheat beer? Don't rate it a 1.
Oh, dude, yeah. So I literally,
Don't rate it.
I got a 1 star for our cream ale, and they're like, nah, don't taste any cream in this.
What?
No, see, and this is
what we talk about.
This is what we talk about, and we've had people in like that have got in our DMs where we've talked about cream ales, and we always.
It's the same reaction.
Same reaction all the time.
Brewer. Like you talk to Hannah, you talk to all those people up in like Upper Bucks County who do cream ales.
We've had people that listen to the podcast that reach out to us and are like, oh, I'm going in naked. What should I get? We're like, buck naked. You got to get buck naked first off. Get the cream ale.
Mm-hmm.
It's like
delish.
You can't go to the Northeast and not get a cream ale. And
it's like going to Delco, not getting Wood Royce.
Yeah, exactly. You can't go to Delco and not get a water Royce from if you get it from Rita's, cool, but there's plenty of other places to get a water Royce. But you
go small, go local.
We get
businesses.
Hashtag support local businesses.
Local Wooders got the real fruit.
Yeah.
It's the authentic HFC.
But the best thing is we talked to this guy and he's like, oh, I expected it to be like a creamy ale. It's like, no, like the name is kind of ridiculous because there is no cream. We've had this discussion plenty of times where it's like the cream ale, it's not cream. It's not a cream ale.
It's like slang.
Yeah,
it's like a slang term. Every time I hear cream ale, like you're thinking Jenny. You're thinking you're thinking that beer that you used to steal from your dad's fridge when he wasn't home or something like that. You're getting the Jenny cream, and then like people who aren't familiar with beer though, who weren't those kids who took beers from their parents. They're just like, it's not creamy enough. Where's the cream?
I always describe it as it's pretty much like. And
it's beer flavored beer.
Yeah, Tim, correct me if I'm wrong. It's pretty much like it's a lagered ale.
It's a hybrid beer.
Yeah,
hybrid. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's an ale fermented at lower temperatures and then lagered for a little period of time. There are other hybrid beers, right? According to the BJCP, Kolsch is one of them. Steam ale, Anchor Steam Ale is also one of them too.
I love a good steam beer. I love the process. I love the finished product. Steam beers are one of my favorite.
You must like Northern Brewer hops a lot then.
Yes. When Stickman did their experimental series and they did a California Common or steam beers.
Right. Yeah.
We're talking to a BJCP judge. Dan, use the correct terminology, please.
I'm nationally ranked, all right? Come on.
I will say in our little in our little bubble here in southeastern Pennsylvania, they were the ones who really dialed in on the steam beer. I know there were some other ones in like the area that have tried to go in and call it the California Common and things like that. They call it the West Coast steam beer, and it was amazing.
Yeah, spot on. Yeah.
Well, Rose by any other name, right?
Yes.
Call it whatever that you want, which is like why I'll probably be calling my cream ales blonde ales from now on.
Look at this guy. He's getting so technical. You've used more big words than we have used in this podcast. I just want to listen to this guy talk about beer. You have to do an audio series.
Yeah, but I think that's one of our biggest gripes. We had there's an Instagram account that we had on early in the podcast called Untapped WTF.
I knew you were going to say that.
Yeah. We had him on to talk about his account and
some heroes don't wear capes.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to say.
But I love I love and hate it makes me angry. I mean, it makes me furious.
Yeah, I get all the response, like I get all the notifications when you go on like a rant with him and like sliding into the DMs, and I'm just like, I can see that you're having this lengthy conversation with him, and I still get the notifications too, and I'm just like, God damn it, I have to turn this on Do Not Disturb
when
now.
When it's like this lovely like imperial stout, and they're like, oh, this is the best stout ever. The very nice chocolatey notes with toasted malt, but I don't like stout. So 1.75, and it's like, God damn it. Why
do you even rate it at that point? Like, I
there's-
get everybody is a special butterfly and you need a voice, but
you can
you don't know anything about the style? Sit down.
You can
Don't
input the
rate
beer
it.
in Untappd and
Don't
not rate
ruin
it.
the brewery's reputation,
Yeah,
because then they
yeah.
can't sell via Tavour and other things.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
exactly. That's what we always say. If you are not knowledgeable enough to rate a beer, stay in your lane. Just check it in.
Stay
Well,
late.
we think therein lies the problem, though, is that if people think that they are knowledgeable, right? People
Everyone's
say
an expert.
I remember a couple came in here and said, "We've been into every brewery in the area. We know what IPAs taste like, and you're West Coast IPA, and you're Belgian IPA, and you're American IPA. Those aren't IPAs at all, and you're lying to us." It's like, what are you talking about? It's like, this is not hazy or sweet at all. I'm like, I don't think you know what IPA is, but that's like the problem is that there's the customer on the other side of the bar saying, "Hey, we want to give you our money. How can we give you our money?" And then I have to say, "Well, I'm listening to what you're saying.
Any which way.
I've
Thank
got
you
3
very much.
IPAs on. Thank you very much. But if you say that you want this particular IPA, then maybe that I should start getting more of the market segment."
I mean, Tim, you as a BJCP judge should know that a West Coast IPA should be hazy and citrusy, and not bitter at all.
I believe
Hazy?
that you're full of shit.
Actually, the BJCP has it classified as an American IPA.
One of the things that I love about being a brewer and about being a brewery owner is that it's tough to do for Untappd, especially when your beers are on Untappd. But when you're a brewer, you just get to make shit up, right? Isn't that how the New England IPA came about? Like, people were brewing IPAs, and then suddenly someone's like, "Let's brew this," and then suddenly now there's a New England IPA. I've got a soft blonde IPA on the menu. I've got an Appalachian common brown porter on the menu.
His last name is Brown, so
these are not actual styles according to the BJCP, or especially according to Untappd, because Untappd is a pain in the dick for putting in any sort of beers, right?
Here we go. American Mahogany Lager.
Right. So
Fancy.
Mahogany.
That's what the great thing about being a brewer and a business owner is.
This doesn't taste like Yingling, so 1.75.
Yeah. Well, it does taste like Yingling on crack, which is why it should be like a 4.15 or something like that, because Yingling will only better, right?
So,
yeah, this beer has a little baking soda added to the recipe.
yeah, he cut this one.
He cut this lager with laxative.
What's that? What's Chappelle did that skit? Oh, sprinkle a little crack on him and get out of here, right?
Peanut butter and
Sprinkle a little crack in that beer and I'll get out of here.
So we mentioned earlier in the podcast that we did a collaboration beer with Hannah, at Naked, and Dan, how has that gone?
What's the status of that?
How has that gone for us? What are the messages that you get?
What are the messages that I get?
Yeah.
So I get the messages of Tom freaking out when it goes below 4 out of 5 bottle caps on Untappd. Is just Tom losing it.
Let it go.
Yeah, no, I got to live the life of a quote unquote brewer, where I look at the beer that we brewed, and I
smells of rich mahogany.
I love and
right, leather bound books.
Yes,
all day long. All day long.
We brewed this beer, and it's our love child, and it's I treat it as such. And when I see somebody that's just all it is an input of 2.75, and I'm like, why do you put that in there? Explain yourself.
Well, okay. So no, here's the question, and this is why I'm not. I don't even do Facebook anymore for the most part. Why do you even bother to care? What, your time?
Because I have an unhealthy relationship with it, Tim.
No, you are wasting your time even bothering to care what other people think.
Some part of me thinks I need this anger in my life.
I think
there's a lot of angst in society.
It doesn't get you out of bed in the morning.
Yeah.
Sure.
When Tom gets obsessed with something, it's 100% in.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah, I go all in or not at all.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
well, as a brewer, right? I get beers ranked poorly all the time, right? I am not going to waste my time saying, "Oh, this person didn't like this beer." I'm going to spend my time saying, "This person that's behind my bar likes this beer." I'm going to put my effort into that. I'm not going to put my effort into the people that don't like the beer. My effort into people that I know like the beer and that are here. Right? That's what's going to make it better, not just for me, but for them too.
Yeah, I know. I get the idea behind that. But you also get people that are like, this isn't as hoppy as a completely different beer. So 2.5, and then you want to throw that person through a plate glass window.
Sure.
Then you friend that person and you hunt them down and you comment, why did you do this? Why do you do this to yourself?
That was the end of Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back.
Oh, yeah.
No,
you are the ones who are the ball lickers.
Yes. That was me. I was.
Great reference.
Yes, I was the one on the what's the Moozy?
They were in moviepoopshoot.com.
Yeah, but the fast food restaurant.
Yeah, they're at the movie. The public computer.
Yes, I was the one on the movie computer going, you are the one. You are not as hazy as that beer.
You are the ones who are the ball lickers.
Yeah,
it was moviepoopshoot.com.
Yes, and sometimes you have close personal friends that rate your beer that you painstakingly made and we're very proud of. Rated a 3.75.
We went out of our way to make sure that
they were close friends.
We went out of our way.
Well, they think 3.75 is a very good rating.
Yeah, we went out of our way to make sure that they got our beer, and
we muled it across state lines.
I keistered it. I keistered it. I still have the balloons to prove it.
I got my Thunderbird, and Dan got an 18-wheeler and followed behind me, and
yeah. We made it out to Texarkana.
Yep.
But guys, if you want to check out our collaboration, it is on our Untapped, and you can follow all the beers that we drink on our Untapped by following us at Best Best Friends Pod. That's Best Best Friends POD. That's POD. That's butt rock right there.
Yeah.
So wait, hold on. If I go in and drink your beer, right, and I rate it appropriate to what I think that my nationally ranked BJCP judge points are, and it doesn't get over 4, are you guys gonna feel bad?
If you give a rating, so here's the thing: is that if you give a rating and a review and you explain why in a sensical manner. Which you're already not on Untapped, by the way. Then I get that. When you say this isn't as hoppy as a completely different beer, and then you give it a low score, that's when I want to put a hole in my drywall.
well, like if you could punch people through the internet, right? That would be great.
Fantastic.
But like. I have 16 beers on draft, right? There's going to be plenty of people giving me low scores, right? As long as I'm making money and I'm succeeding, why am I going to care about what other people's scores are? You guys and I both know that
that's a great it's a great mentality to have as a brewery owner. Yes. Dan and I feel the same. Dan and I worked for like a year to find a brewer that would actually agree to do a collaboration beer with us. And then when we do that and we see people rating it poorly for the reasons that they should not rate it poorly, then I want to rip my window out of the wall. I
knew as soon as we were going to have a strong ale on this podcast, you were just going to go into an Untapped diatribe and just lose your shit. The whole time I'm drinking this, I'm like, yeah, it makes sense. Strong ale on the podcast. Untapped got brought up. I'm just going to sit here in silence and let him riff.
Love Untapped, hate the people on Untapped. That's the be all end all.
Thank you for my TED Talk.
Yeah. I was. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Well, I wanted to bring it back to the beer that we're drinking right now. I actually drank all of mine. it was important for me to add dextrose, right? Dextrose is a 100% fermentable sugar. It dries it out, right? And it boosts the alcohol. Because if I had not dried it out, it would be cloyingly sweet, right? That tongue coating, that mouth coating sweetness, right? So by adding a dextrose to it, it dried it out, and it also boosts the alcohol a bit, right? So, and that was an important part of that process. One of the only other ingredients that the lager did not have.
Oh wow! So yeah, just like a little addition like that, just boosting it from like you said, like 4.4%, and just going up to 10.2 with that. And I mean, the rye. While you were in your rant about Untapped, I looked up the Northbound Rye whiskey, and God, this sounds like a great bottle to get. I don't know if you guys, after you got the barrels, decide to grab a bottle to see tasting notes for comparison, but a lot of this really kind of goes with like what I'm tasting in your beer too. Oh, you have a little bit of it over there?
Wait, you see where my finger is?
Yes.
You see that barrel?
Oh,
That's
there's a barrel there.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, the barrel's right there. Oh, that's awesome. So I was looking at. I mean, they're very very educational with how they describe their bottles of whiskey here. So 95% rye with the remaining 5% of the mash bill consisting of malted barley. Mm-hmm. Clean and smooth rye that has a spicy rye character. That spicy rye character definitely goes with the dried fruit in this beer, and it is just perfect. This has been awesome because I'm a whiskey drinker. In terms of liquor, like it's the only thing I can really enjoy in terms of liquor. So I always go with whiskey, and I am tasting everything that they're saying about the Northbound Rye whiskey into this. Like, you got some wet barrels, man. That was pretty hot.
What I really love is it's like you did lighting for this barrel back there.
I know it's got its own light and everything, so you
got it like on like a little display. Like I'm expecting it to start rotating like that, like it's on like the Home Shopping Network.
Yeah, or like a Franklin Institute when you walk into an exhibit. It's like the Please Touch Museum of Alcoholism.
Welcome to my life. Actually, usually I try and reuse barrels at least twice. They can be used thrice, but like the third time is like a super extended aging time. So those barrels, I actually plan on brewing another Party Guile, an Imperial Stout, and then milk chocolate something or other stout. The caramel macchiato ones for the certain types of fans, right? But that's what's great about
people.
Basic people are excellent customers, and we welcome them.
If you have money, then I want it, right?
Money, please.
Right? Yeah. Jenny Slade, right? Yeah. She was great.
Parks and Rec.
That's right.
Nope.
So
no.
Nope. It's always
money, please. No, it absolutely was. That was the.
No, you're thinking of money, please.
Money, please.
Oh no, I was doing It's Always Sunny when Charlie has his mom fake cancer. His mom fake cancer. Money me.
Okay,
give
right.
Me money.
Jeez. I forgot about that one, and it just made my heart hurt thinking about it. God, that was rough.
Yeah. Good God, that show.
What were we talking about? Go on.
Yeah.
So when I want to brew strong beers, right? You don't waste the sugars that are going to be the second runnings. You brew your strong beer. You put it in the barrels. Over there.
It's the one over there with its own lighting.
I see it. I see it.
Thank you. You're much better at that than I am.
Looks like it also has its own fire exit too. It's nice.
The bathrooms and the kitchen are back there, and there's all it's a whole nother place back there.
Fire drill. It's just like Tim grabbing that barrel and running out that exit with it.
I get the
Carly's still in there. She's like,
Save the unexpendables.
just Tim with the barrel over his head, and then Carly's just like,
I'll grab my pink boots. Thank you.
we all have our priorities. Right, so yeah, the barrels are still there. They're not as wet as they were. We serve the northbound rye here for our whiskey sour, so I might like grab a bottle, we fresh the barrels up, and then do the next imperial stout in those barrels.
oh,
So, and there will also be a similar to this, a party gal, right, where you keep it strong into the barrels, and then the weak into the fermenter with some flavorings or
Yeah, that was going to be my next question.
Cold
like
foam and some nutmeg.
that was going to be my next question. Was what's the next Splatch?
Well, that one's probably the next on the docket because of the later down the line demand. I've got some really good porters on right now. Appalachian Brown Porter, a peanut butter chocolate porter that are starting to dwindle. So if I put stouts in the fermenters, they can take up those porter spots.
Nice.
And the Oktoberfest is coming down.
Yeah, I did. So instead of splatching the Oktoberfest, because it was so popular, I just did double Oktoberfest.
We don't always splash. We just usually splash.
Often, right.
You're part-time splashers.
Mostly splash.
I did a not splash beer 2 Saturdays ago for a wet hop beer that we did. Also with Jip
I keep hearing splash, wet.
I had a non-Splatch weekend a couple weekends
Look
ago.
it up on Urban Dictionary.
Absolutely do it.
Yeah.
It's not that bad.
You guys have a 9-year-old. You probably have a lot of non-splash weekends.
I have a 3-year-old and I have a lot.
I'm not single. Come on.
So obviously, with an Oktoberfest and the height of popularity being the season, obviously you guys aren't going to splash with that one.
Well,
We have splashed in the
no.
past.
No, usually I
I've
do.
been known to Splatch.
Surprisingly, German and Belgian beers are the best splashers, hands down. Right? Like if you look at the grist, right? Like the malt bill, they're almost identical from like a Bach and a Belgian double. The Belgian double, you just add some sugar and some Belgian yeast. The Bach, you just lager, and it's like 2 hugely different beers, but the same base.
Like you guys coordinating your hand gestures. That was adorable.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I mean, ABBA's about to put out a new album, and you guys are ready to dance to it.
Wait, is ABBA really about to put out?
hell yeah.
Yeah, they do.
I'm unaware of this.
I'm up on that avenue.
They have to be 60 years old at this point.
I have to say, I'm still drinking the strong ale, and I see he's drinking a clear beer over there, so I'm kind of curious as to what he's got.
What are you drinking?
I already drink one of each. I need Pilsner. That's.
I was going to say, he had a clear beer in front of him, so got the Pilsner.
You
Pilsner.
started with the strong.
We got the Pilsner pirate over here.
I'm a Pilsner pirate.
Nice.
So this beer, one of my absolute favorite beers I've ever brewed, is rated 3.73 on Untapped.
Because it's
What
a
the fuck?
Pilsner, man.
We found out that's a good rating for a Pilsner. That means you've
Listen
made
to the
it.
guy above me right
That
here.
means you've made it. I mean, find like here's the thing. Find a beer from Sly Fox or Victory or Trogs that is not rated. That's rated above a 4. You can't do it. And they're all.
Unless it's new, right? Unless it's brand new, and there are 5 people that rated a hazy
Unless
IPA.
it's dry hop.
Hazy.
Even that, you're gonna get you're gonna get a good amount that'll bring it down just because they're like, oh, I found it in Giant, minus 1.25. We've had a couple breweries on Sly Fox and Victory, waiting on Trogs. Still waiting on Trogs.
Yeah, still.
Yeah, John Trogner won't get back to us.
Nimble Giant all day long.
Lollihops all day long.
Nimble Giant is the originator of the. I would say right after Nugget Nectar, that was the one that was like the second hype beer after Nugget Nectar.
Which Nugget Nectar, solid IPA. Solid
God
IPA.
Damn it, shut up. Nimble Giant, I would say in Pennsylvania, kind of pioneered the hype IPA right there. Nimble Giant definitely was the hype IPA.
If we've said it once, we've said it a million times. Nugget Nectar is the original hype beer in this area.
Tom, Dry Hop Pills, Juicy Pills, Warwick Farm is a 4. It is a hype beer. There's a Pilsner. That's a hype beer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but that's not like a. You got to look at the statewide distribution. The big breweries are always going to be under 3.75.
Yeah, like 919 ratings can't be wrong. I mean,
but Sly Fox Helles Lager is under 3.75.
It is.
Even with the 360 can top is like the greatest thing ever.
Great design.
I love the concept.
You could still get it at Mainstay. You can't get it at Sly Fox.
Yeah. Brian O'Reilly has some kind of connection.
Because Sly Fox wants to go into other states and be a little bit more national, they can't take the 360 pop top with them because it's illegal in some states.
Wow.
But Brian O'Reilly, who was the former head brewer at Sly Fox, now at Mainstay, has those connections.
You can get that 360 pop top, baby.
Go to Mainstay.
Awesome. As far as innovators, top of my list there.
Oh yeah. Top of our list.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Top of the morning to you.
So we had Sly Fox on.
We had Peter Giannopoulos on, and we had some of the new crew and everything on, and hey Zeppy, in there. Yeah. Hey, so we had them on, and we talked about our affinity for Helles. I mean, obviously, as a brewer over there, Tim, you probably hold the Sly Fox Helles close to your heart.
I've drank more of that lager than probably any other PA lager.
We also
excluding Yingling. Other than that, the highest consumed lager in Pennsylvania for me.
Yeah, we had so when we had Sly Fox on, they were like, "Oh, we want to do this haze. What is it? The Haze Fix?
Yeah, Haze Fix.
Haze Fix. We're canning this hazy IPA for distribution." And is there another beer that you want to do? And we couldn't type fast enough. We're like, Helles Lager. They
were like, what other beer do you want to talk about? And as they're typing it out, we already said Helles.
Yeah,
Helles. We're going to talk about the Helles.
Yeah, we got to talk about the Helles. It's a top 5 PA beer of all time.
I mean, just talking to Tim right now, I want to come over and try that Pilsner that he's drinking right now.
Yeah.
I just want to reach through the screen and be like,
how long for you to get here?
It's going to be a minute.
He has kids at home.
It is a school night.
Right.
You have to be wrapping it up.
It's a school night, but...
and we're drinking a 10% beer. Right?
But...
Joke.
I don't know if you guys are going to be involved in it or not, but...
there might be a...
We are going to be hanging out at the Area 4... or 4 Local Beer Fest. Sorry, it used to be Area 4. It's the 4 Local Beer Fest. We will be there doing a podcast. You'll be there? All right.
I'll be there. I'll be serving our Tannery Run Splatch pack for anybody who buys the table.
Nice. So we have a table where the brewers are going to be coming to our table. So when you come to the table to serve beer, we'll have a seat for you so you can sit down and talk about it.
Thank you.
So hey,
I'll tell you all the same things we talked about today.
If you have that,
just kidding. I'll bring some new stuff too.
If you have that Pilsner,
so what we've been doing a lot in the pub here with special people such as yourselves. I've been doing like an 8 or 10 minute slow pour on the Pilsner, and it is fantastic. The 8-minute pour on the Pilsner is one of the greatest experiences ever.
All right, so tell me about the slow pour.
And this is not one of those foam.
No.
This isn't a Milko. So what is this? What is this slow pour that you're talking about?
So you have the glass, right? And usually when you fill the glass right from the draft faucet, it's you fill it up and then you kind of put it down, get a little bit of film with
Angle
it.
it.
So the slow pour, put it all the way down, and you open it up and you fill the entire thing with foam. And then you wait 5 minutes, and you fill the entire thing with foam, and then wait 5 minutes. So like it's like you continually refill the foam. And what it does two important things, especially for the craft style Pilsner, is that it knocks out the CO2, right? So it's a softer on the palate. But by doing that, when CO2 is trapped in solution, it becomes carbonic acid. And the acid adds a sharpness to it as well. So when you knock out CO2, you knock out not just the carbonation, but also the acidic quality of it. So when you go drink it, it's a lot more soft and rounded character.
So you're doing like a hand pump without the hand pump. Almost.
Yes. Okay, that concept, sure, yes. But you want to make sure that you pour it from a height. You don't pour it into the glass. You pour it from the top of the glass, so it falls down, and it knocks the CO2 out. And it's really like you can do it side by side and get different experiences.
So it knocks out the carb bite and makes it a softer, which kind of reminds me of like a hand pump right there. But then you guys are also doing it from an altitude, like you guys are dropping it a little bit instead of doing it in the glass like a hand pump. You guys are dropping it to the. I'm very interested. I definitely want to try the Pilsner. Like when we have to make a trip. We have to
make a trip. Don't come during busy hours. So you can wait those 15 minutes for the slow pour Pilsner.
I'm not giving you a slow pour Pilsner at 7:00 on a Friday. I'm not going to.
I would be there at 5:30 on a Friday. Yeah, 5:30 on a Friday.
On a Thursday. That'd be great.
Maybe this Friday. Who knows? Maybe this Friday. I don't know.
I'm working this Friday.
Maybe Thursday. All right. We're up against it, Dan.
Final thoughts on the strong ale?
It was very, very tasty. It's really well rounded. I like the flavor on it. I like the rye character. Is really nice underneath. The fruit esters are really nice on it. Really, I just think I think it's just a really well-rounded beer. I think that's the best way to describe it. As a a barrel-aged strong ale. Rye. The rye barrel.
Rye was my biggest fan
came
on
through.
this. Like you guys got some seriously wet barrels, and it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, very, very, very enjoyable.
Thank you.
Yes, I agree. I think the one big takeaway I'm going to take from this beer is the burnt sugar and dried fruit really comes out nicely in this, and I think the rye whiskey having similar taste characteristics on their website also brought to the table, I guess, things that would accentuate that. So
I love this.
I used a big word.
I love this. I love the.
Damn, Daniel.
I love the Splatch case. Like, hey, start to ramp up a little bit on the with the lager. 4.4%, and then get really fucked up on the on the strong ale.
I like that. You get like a pregame beer, but then you get like the ender.
Yeah,
that's nice.
Oh yeah. That's my favorite thing about this Splash. It takes you all over the place.
Enjoy yourself. Have fun. Drink a couple of these.
It's like the good cop, bad cop.
You're going to have a hangover tomorrow.
Hey, one of these Saphira strong ales, that's really all I need, and I'm good.
Yeah, I'll agree with that.
Carly, can you just take a minute to talk about the naming of the beers?
Sure. So the day that we did our Pink Boots collaboration brew, I invited anybody who was able to come from our local Pink Boots chapter. So several ladies came out, and they knew that we had this thing for dragons. So we're like, all right, let's brainstorm some names that we can can use for these beers. So, yes, Tim is showing off his dragon tattoo right here.
Never leave home without it.
It looks like one of the players from Double Dragon that you can select.
Yeah, I'll get the second side soon.
There you go.
So we're brainstorming as this Pink Boots group. We're like, all right, what can we come up with? And Tiamat is a primordial goddess of the sea. So this sea dragon, essentially.
Right, like sea dragon goddess, right?
Sea dragon
we
goddess.
We have the female and the dragon perspective together.
Boom, check, got it. Saphira, for those of you that are interested in the Aragon books and movies and such, is mentioned as one of the last female dragons. So there we have another nod to a female dragon. And yeah, even though it's not technically, it's not an IPA. So I think all of our dragon or dragon variations, like a drake or a wyvern, or, for the dragon geekery folks, all of those beers are usually IPAs for us.
They're very hoppy beers.
Hoppy beers, a hoppy lager. That's what we did last year for our
like a bite to
was Drake in the Pink Boots.
Oh, that was really good.
That was delicious.
Yeah.
And then we made that raspberry version too. It was also delicious. But yes, this year we worked with our local collab group and came up with those names. And we're like, Saphira Strong Ale, yeah! Tiamat Lager Boots, yeah! It sounds
They
great.
sound like badass dragons, and then you have like Peach Dragon, who's just a stoner. It's like, what's up, guys?
What's happening?
Yeah, that'll be the
hang out with
double
kids,
dry
it's
hop, dank or IPA, I'm sure.
Right, that's all about the terpenes.
Terpenes.
Don't get us started. Don't get us started on
Next
terpenes.
episode.
The next episode.
So yeah.
Or the last episode too.
Or the last episode. Yeah, we got deep into terpenes.
Yeah.
Did you know?
Yeah. So we're up against the time we have here, and
I've got the plug set up. So
yeah, let's go,
guys. Thanks again for coming on here. I'm gonna share my screen here as I always do with our new setup here, and just gonna go through some plugs for you guys. Obviously, we talked about it on the podcast here, but go ahead and check out Tannery Run at tanneryrun.com, their website. Tannery Run Brew Works. Awesome. They've got their entire menu set up via Untapped, but whatever. But it's
great for menus, not great for beer.
Untapped.
Guys, go ahead and follow them on Instagram. It's at Tannery Run Brew Works right there. And also the same thing on Facebook. Gotta love the branding at Tannery Run Brew Works on Facebook. Check them out on Untapped right here. We've got them at, you guessed it, Tannery Run Brew Works. So, guys, thanks again for coming on. I know you guys had some plugs that you guys wanted to do here. So let me just get rid of my screen here so you guys can kind of talk about it.
Firstly, from my side, Hurricane Ida came through recently, and it was not great for us. It was also not great for other friends of ours, too. So if you guys know local breweries out there that got hit hard, our friends at Free Will got hit pretty hard. Our friends at
Upper Reach
Meadery got hit pretty hard. Please support them because, we need them in our community. They're important. They're pillar stones of our community. So let's all support those people together.
Definitely support local guys. I'd hit a lot of people.
Yeah.
So get out there
to see that it hit Free Will, and we've talked to so many brewers that have come out of the Free Will.
Yeah, I mean, you say yourself, you're from Keystone. I mean, how many other people? Like, how many interactions have you had with Free Will just working at Keystone?
John and I worked together for several years.
Exactly.
Yeah. And we've attended events together. We honestly, our kids play together sometimes. So we're far from strangers.
Yeah, I mean, Free Will. We've talked to a ton of brewers that have come out of their system, as it were,
the farm system, like AAA and AA.
But John Stemler and his now fiance, Brenda Lynn with
Upper Reach
Meadery. Yeah, they're very affected. So get out and support them, help them out. Free Wills has a huge barrel age program, and that is just, really, really affected.
Really
sucks.
affected.
Yeah.
I hope some of those floating barrels were able to be saved, guys. So I really hope because I saw the videos and it was devastating to watch.
Yeah.
Well, we need to support everyone in the community. Free Will, ourselves, everybody else that continues to make this community as awesome as it is. And you guys especially. We would not be nearly as awesome without the respect that you guys give us, and I am humbled by that. Thank you.
Oh man, it's making me all red in the face right now.
It's probably the strong yell. It's the strong yell talking.
This might be the strong yell talk about. Love you, man.
I know you guys were affected by the hurricane. When are you guys open for business now?
Yeah.
You're all good to go.
We are open Tuesday through Sunday.
No, we're not.
Not Tuesday. Oops.
Thursday
through Sunday. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Club's going up on a Thursday.
We'll be there.
We got a full
Tuesday night.
kitchen at this point. We did a kitchen renovation over pandemic time, so we've got fryers and a chicken sandwich.
They won't
so
quit.
banging.
They won't quit.
Yeah,
all day long.
I'll be in the office on Thursday. You want to go? You want to go?
Kinda.
Do it.
Kinda.
Do it. You want to.
Yeah. So, thank you for featuring us, but it's not just about us. It's about not just us as Tannery Run, but us as a community.
Any small business that is struggling to survive during these times, please go support them. Don't question 20 or 25% tip. Just give it.
Give it. May I also
give it.
invest the
I give it to I'm supporting local breweries.
Yeah.
I want to give a shout out to the Fresh Fest, aka Barrel and Flow Fest, which is the Black Beer Festival in Pittsburgh next weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, we won't be there, but we got the Tavor package, and we've got
I'll be drinking along for sure.
So shout out to that.
Right.
Also, I'm sorry.
No, go. Keep going. Please keep going.
All right. I want to do a shout out to the Pink Boot Society and the Greater Philadelphia chapter. Aaron Wallace, also with Upper Reach Mead, and the Devil's Den in South Philly. Y'all know the place. She is our president. She's wonderful. Bringing this chapter forward. We have our next event on Tuesday, September 21st at Attic Brewing Company. You can register. This is open to anyone to learn, male and female, to learn about the Pink Boot Society. Register online, pinkbootsociety.org.
Get the trip.
Y'all know how we feel about Attic.
Oh, we love Attic.
Strong feelings.
Love some Attic. We love us some Todd and Laura.
Hell yeah.
They're the best.
Yeah.
Go
get you some Bloodhound Brown Ale.
You know it.
Someone the uncontrollable woman, or the woman that can't be contained.
Untamed
woman. That's it. Oh yeah.
That's the hazy IPA, right?
Yeah. That's my jam.
Have you seen their beer garden?
I've seen it.
Yeah, they're
glorious.
Yeah, their whole location is just it's spectacular.
We had a great podcast, and then I had a great metal conversation for 20 minutes after the podcast with Todd. So I need to get
Mondays.
I know I need to get Metal Mondays going.
Yeah, I mean, their brewer worked at a brewery that brews my favorite beer.
Oh yeah.
Ever. Yeah, Brogdon worked at North Coast, which makes Old Rasputin, which gives me the warm and fuzzies.
The old warm and fuzzies.
That's the second time you're saying this. You must really love that beer.
Oh, he brings it up almost every conversation we have as friends.
It's one of the best beers of all time.
We'll be talking about football. He's like, you know what's really good other than football? Old Rasputin.
I got a 4-pack of Old Rasputin down in my fridge right now.
Well, invite us over next time so we can drink it together.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
Thursday. All right. So
Thursday. Wait, not Sunday. Thursday, right?
What?
Sunday, Thursday.
Football.
Right? There was some complaints at the beginning of the podcast about how
Tom.
football starts on
Football on
Sunday.
Thursday?
We can watch football on Thursday. I mean,
With Tim?
I'll show up.
Tim, you
I'm
gonna
not
be there
gonna
on Thursday?
Yeah.
Yeah. No. You know what? I don't know if I have any plans.
All right, guess we're hanging out with Tim.
Yeah. I might have some strong ale to share too.
Sounds like
Things
a
might
plan.
happen. Things might happen.
I mean, I'm gonna go through all your 4% beers because I gotta try it, man. I might have one strong ale, but
I'm gonna
not
wait
drinking
15 minutes for every beer. All right, let's wrap this thing up. Dan?
all right, guys. Thanks a lot for hanging out on the stream. Thank you, Zeppy. I'll plug you again. It's crafty_tats.
Crafty_tats.
Crafty_tats. I'll plug you before we do this, guys. Subscribe or follow, rate, and review our podcast on all podcast platforms. Follow us on all social media. It's Best Friends Pod. That's Best Friends POD. Hell yeah. Guys, send us emails if you're a brewery that wants to be on. If you're a brewer that wants to be on, hey, if you're home brewing and want to talk about your story, we want to hear it. We've had home brewers on before. Send us an email. It's bestbestfriendspod@gmail.com. It's bestbestfriendspod. I thought we talked about getting rid of this one.
I told you. You have your choice. It's POD satellite or it's Dave Matthews satellite. That's it. That's your choice.
Guys, we have a great streaming software right now that allows us all to be on everything. Facebook, Twitch, YouTube. You can follow the stream anywhere. Guys, it's going to be on YouTube and Facebook forever. So if you didn't watch it tonight or you watched half of it, come back, listen to the whole thing. Guys, just follow us on social media. Just
Hell yeah.
give us a follow on Instagram. Check out all the links in our bio. And that's all I have to say about that.
All right.
Thank you.
We're going to wrap it up.
Very much.
Dan, you know how I feel about you.
I love you. Always have.
All right, guys. And remember, it's not goodbye forever. It's just...
One more POD drop.
Yeah, one more.
Told you so.
Is that 84?
It's 84.
It's 84. All right, and guys, always keep in mind. I don't want anyone to forget this.
Oh, the conspiracy theory.
Never forget this.
I'm
Jeffrey
using
Epstein
bathroom
didn't kill himself. The Clinton family killed him. Hey, Best Friends Podcast, episode 84.
We up.
See you.
Woo woo!
We're out. Dan is running to the bathroom.
No, me too.
So is Tim. He's like,
Yes.
I gotta pee.
Yes,
cool.
we're done. We're gonna. I mean, the audio only podcast will end well before this. But yeah. No. Thank you guys for coming on. We really appreciate you sharing your beer and being great guests for us.
So happy to be here. So happy to be drunk.
Yeah,
You know, I'm just
I
outcast.
feel like we're
Bedtime.
going to need to do another episode because there's so many questions that I had in my head that I didn't ask, and
Hit us up. We're here.
yeah, we have all these repeat guests. I want to get Todd and Laura from Attic back on so bad. I literally talk about Attic every single episode because they're such an underrated brewery.
Great.
They're doing such great beers, and they open at such an unfortunate time,
Right?
and I got to go in and I went in and picked up the beers, and Laura showed me around their tap room
Nice.
and their brewery, and I was like, oh my god, this space is it's amazing, and it sucks that the whole thing is taken up by the canning line because nobody's allowed in. We're working on two different things. We're we need to expand to different parts of the state, and also we need to go back and repeat some of these breweries.
Are we still live?
Yeah, we're still live.
Oh, okay.
We're hardcore. We're live.
Dude, I literally just splatched those 2 beers together at the bottom of the can, so I gotta.
So you're doing like a black and tan of that splash?
Yeah, the Hobby Lager and the Strong Ale together, right? 2-3 ounces of each.
Can we get this on film?
Oh, it's already on film right now.
I feel like I should drum roll it.
Zeppy, I wish I had closing time on this right now. I would play this as we watch this.
Well, I would also like to do a shout out for a happy Shana Tova, a happy Rosh Hashanah, a happy Jewish New Year to all those folks out there doing their new chapters and reflecting on their last year. And
I had that on my actually I had that on my calendar. Came up. I was like,
it's one of those things. So Shana Tova to all my friends out there, and all those friends that I don't yet know.
well, we're hoping you guys get some more friends from our podcast. So
We're hoping so too. I mean, we're already friends now, so mission is already accomplished.
yeah, and we're going to be hanging out at the four local. So
Yes.
we'll be at the
That'd be
Four Local
great.
Beer Fest. We'll have a table set up so you guys can come join us and talk about the beers you're going to bring on. So it's going to be a ton of fun.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah, I hope that I wasn't. I feel like I was a little bit aggressive there in the middle about how to not care about other people's ratings on Untapped. You know, I didn't want to like force
You can never be more.
my philosophy on you guys, right? So it's just
How not to give a fuck.
yeah, well, yes.
Right,
You know what?
Tim Brown.
I'm great at not giving a fuck, right? I'm really good at that. So if you need advice, I'm the guy.
You can never be more aggressive than Tom about Untapped.
No, I would. You know what? No, hold on. I was literally trying to match his intensity on the other side, right? It was a reactionary piece there.
It's a true statement. You can never be more reactionary about.
Should I just kill the podcast on everything?
All right, guys.
I think I could just cut out everybody and we can just hang out on the broadcast.
Yeah, I'm going to end the broadcast.
No, you can actually just cut out individual ones. I think we might
Can
be
you?
able to stay on.
No, I think we can end the broadcast and then we can
I
do
think we're good.
in the recording room.
Oh yeah, we can do the
It's
recording
school night. Don't forget.
I'm still gonna drink more beer.
and the
All right.
broadcast, and we'll hang out in the recording room.
Everybody that joined us, thank you for joining us.
Thank
We'll
you.
get back, at some point we'll get back to like the whole post show kind of deal.
The extras.
Yeah, the extras. Once we figure this out. All right.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean,
All right, guys. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next week.